Diagnostics in CAT ET menu bar. Please follow the pointer of my mouse as I walk you through diagnostics. In this tutorial, I'll be explaining all about diagnostics and all the drop down menu of diagnostics. And so, diagnostics is the process of finding electrical faults using CAT ET adapter and ET software. So you cannot carry out diagnostics without having the ET adapter and the software installed in your PC. So the diagnostics menu has drop down menu, and on the drop down menu you find active diagnostic codes, and your keyboard shortcut for that is F3. It has logged diagnostic codes. Your keyboard shortcut for that is F4. It has diagnostic test and events, and on the events you have active events and logged events. So I'm just going to click on active diagnostics and explain all about active diagnostics. Clicked. Active diagnostic codes are codes that tells the technician about components that have present fault and the type of fault they are having. Active diagnostic codes cannot be cleared until you repair the fault. The fault most likely could be a wire problem, more likely a component problem, and least likely a module problem. Yes, you heard that right, because module hardly fail. So whenever you are having an active diagnostic codes, put your mind on checking the wires and the component before even thinking about if it's a module problem. And so this machine that I'm on is 980H medium wheel loader. The engine ECM C15 has one active diagnostic code, which is 596-9, implement control abnormal update rate. The transmission ECM has two active diagnostic codes. The implement ECM has two as well, and the CAT monitor has none. And so on ET you only be able to see the CID and the FMI. So the CID is component identifier, and the FMI is failure mode identifier. So the CID is telling you the component that has a problem, while the FMI is telling you the failure mode identifier. So like on the transmission ECM, if I want to troubleshoot this code, troubleshooting is on SIS there are troubleshooting procedures that guides the technician step by step testing to carry it out in order to resolve such problem. So if you have a CBT component based troubleshooting installed in your PC, you can troubleshoot this code direct from the ET screen. So I'm just going to click on troubleshoot code. Let me show you how it works. Click troubleshoot code. It's going to open straight to my CBT, and this fault code is under the transmission ECM 1401-5. So I'm just going to click on the code, and it's going to open my SIS directly to where the code is. The MID, that is module identifier, the number is 81. Yes, transmission ECM MID is 81, and the CID, the component identifier, is 1401, and the FMI is 05. So here it's telling you the possible causes of this code and the procedures to carry out to resolve the problem. So I'm not going to talk much about these procedures because I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm just going to open back my ET and explain the next on my diagnostics drop down menu, which is logged diagnostic codes. Click. So these are my logged diagnostic codes on this machine. Logged diagnostic codes are codes that tells the technician what is happening in a component circuit over time. Most log diagnostics codes are active codes as well. Logged codes that are not active can be cleared without repairing the cause. I say that again. If a log code is not in the active diagnostic code, you can just clear the code without repairing anything. And logged codes that are not active are come and go forth. So all the logged codes that are not in the active codes are come and go forth. And those faults could be as a result of partial contact in a component circuit. Log codes tells the technician the number of occurrence, the first and the last time of occurrence. So in this machine, my engine ECM has no log diagnostic codes, while the transmission has one and the implement has two, the CAT monitor has none. So the one that the transmission has is 1401-5. This is also in the active diagnostic code, so I cannot clear this code. But if it's not in the active diagnostic codes, I can clear it without repairing the cause. You see, this is occurrence, telling you the number of times this code has logged, the first time it occurred and the last time it occurred. So a technician can do a simple arithmetic. Yeah, you can just do a simple arithmetic from the last hour that it occurred with the present diagnostic clock hours, so you can able to tell when this code happened. And this is about diagnostic code. So you can clear diagnostic codes that are not active. Trying to clear this one, it won't be able to clear because it's active as well. The ECM cannot clear code 1401-5. Code description: transmission solenoid 1, coil below normal. Yes, I cannot clear this code because it's active. Trying to clear the lift leakage position sensor voltage below normal, you cannot clear it because it's active. You cannot clear it because it's active. So if they are not active, you can clear. Sometimes it's good when you want to carry out diagnostics to check the log diagnostic codes, and you try to clear the ones that are not active, and after clearing them you can observe if they will come again. So if they come again, that's an indication for you to check their circuits. It's possibly that the connectors are not firmly phased, or there is a wire not making a good contact. Yes, locked codes are very important to watch out for, as they will guide you on what is happening in the component circuit. So this is all about this is the much I could say about logged diagnostic codes. So I'm going to go back to my diagnostics menu, and the next on my diagnostic menu drop down is diagnostic test. This is a very important button in the diagnostics, because you can test a whole lot to observe what is happening in the circuits of what you want to test. And the first on my list here is the engine ECM. The tests that I can carry out on these machines are all the tests that are here. So when I go to another machine, I might have more tests to do on another machines. So different machines, different ECMs with different tests that you can carry out on the machines. So on this particular machine, I can carry out injector solenoid test. So when you are having a no start, no smoking engine, it's very important to carry out injector solenoid test. So you can just double click the test, and it's going to take you to the injector solenoid test screen, and you can just click on start. Number one is testing. It's going to test and give you a result. Testing. Not okay, short. Not okay, short. It's telling you that the injector circuit has a short, which could be wire problem or the component itself. It could be that the injector solenoid coil has an internal short, and the last thing that can happen is ECM, just like I always tell my trainees. Number one, it's not okay. Number 2, 3, 4 are okay, and number 5 is not okay, and number 6 is testing, and number 6 is okay. So my number 1 and number 5 are short, not okay, short. So what you need to do in this case is open the valve cover and try to see if it's, when you open the valve cover, unplug number 1 first. If you unplug it, if it's wire problem, it should still stay short, but if it's the injector solenoid core problem, it should now change to not okay, open. So that's what the test is all about. And there are instances, maybe the harness is not well connected. You might have all the injector cylinder solenoids not okay, open. So they give you a lot of indications on what to check out for. It's very important when you're having a no starting, a no smoking engine, carry out this test. And number 2 is override parameter. On the override parameter is also a test that technicians use when you are suspecting maybe if a module is not giving output to a component, to a solenoid or to a horn or to whatever circuit. So you can use this test if a particular circuit is working by overriding the output from the ECM. Override, yes, you can use override on ET Diagnostics to test if a particular circuit is working by overriding the output from the ECM, to know if it's a component problem or an ECM problem. And the next on this test is cylinder cutout test. You can just double click it. Cylinder cutout test, it's a test that is very helpful to carry it out when you're having a rough running engine, when you're having a low power from the engine. You can carry out this test to tell if a particular cylinder is having a problem, which could be maybe the injector is leaking too much, or if there is no compression, or if the liners has a problem. So cylinder cutout test does not really mean that the injector is bad, but could be other components in the cylinder. Best practice is to swap injectors so that you can be sure if it's the cylinder and its component or the injectors. What I'm trying to say is if you are suspecting that a cylinder is not responding well after testing, it could be the injector that is bad, or it could be that it is the cylinder bore that has problems. So what you can do, if you are suspecting a particular cylinder, you can swap it with the one that you know is good. So if the performance change, you know it's injector problem, and if the performance doesn't change after swapping, you know that it's the cylinder problem. So I'm not going to, some technicians they use the engine sound to tell, but the best practice is to watch your fuel position. And when you cut out a particular cylinder, the fuel position is going to go up. If it doesn't go up, it means that cylinder has problem. And I'm not going to do all the tests here. If you want to do the test, you can just start, and it's going to show you all the conditions to be met before you can start the test. So I will not go over the test because this video is already 14 minutes already. So I'm going back to my diagnostics, and the next on my diagnostics is event codes. So on my event codes, I'm just going to click on event codes. Are like diagnostic active and diagnostic logged. So I'm going to click on active event codes. Event codes are abnormal operating conditions that are mostly mechanical and related problem. Event codes are just like the diagnostic codes that are logged over time. So a technician can tell if an operator was using a machine at an abnormal condition. Let's say when the coolant temperature is too high or engine oil pressure is low. Such abnormal operating conditions, operators should not use the machine. And if operator does, the event codes will log codes that the technician can use to tell or to judge the operator. So in my active event codes, I have just high exhaust temperature. Then going back to my diagnostic test, in my log events, what I have here is high exhaust temperature on the engine ECM, and the other ECMs don't have any logged events. So event code, logged event code is like log diagnostic codes. It also tells you the number of occurrence, the first and last of occurrence. So you can clear event code just like you can clear log diagnostic codes if they are not active. Trying to clear this one and see. The ECM cannot clear code 1943 code description, high exhaust temperature. The code is currently active, so you cannot clear this code because it's currently active. So you cannot clear the code. So this is much that I can say about diagnostics menu and the drop down of diagnostics menu in this tutorial. If you have any question to want to ask me about all I've said or outside what I've said, I will be glad to answer your questions in the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to my channel is going to motivate me to keep posting more and more videos about how to use CAT ET to carry out successful diagnostics and other that I have in mind to be posting about. Thank you for watching this one. Peace.